How do animals eat their food? Animals have evolved a stunning variety of ways to eat, depending on their body structure, environment, and type of diet. These feeding methods fall into broad categories based on how animals obtain, process, and ingest food. Here's a detailed list of all major types of feeding methods in animals, along with how each works. Filter feeding. Examples include baleen whales, clams, flamingos, and sponges. So, how does it work? Filter feeders consume tiny food particles like plankton or detritus suspended in water. They pass water through a filtering structure, such as baleen plates, gill rakers, or specialized mucus-covered surfaces, to trap the food. For instance, baleen whales gulp a mouthful of water and push it out through the baleen, trapping krill. Clams and sponges pump water through their bodies, using cilia to trap particles. Suction feeding. Examples include many fish, like bass, and some amphibians. So, how does this method work? The animal creates a vacuum in its mouth by rapidly expanding its oral cavity. Water and prey are sucked in almost instantaneously. This method is used mostly in aquatic environments and is highly effective for catching fast or elusive prey. It's often combined with quick jaw closure. Ram feeding. Examples include sharks, swordfish, and dolphins. How does it work? The animal swims toward its prey with an open mouth and engulfs it directly. Sharks, for example, often combine ram and suction feeding. This method requires strong swimming and precision. Biting and chewing, also known as mastication. Mammals like lions, cows, and humans are great examples of this feeding method. So, how does it work? The animal captures food with its jaws or lips and mechanically breaks it down using teeth. Carnivores have sharp teeth to cut and tear meat, like the canines in lions. On the other hand, herbivores have flat molars to grind plant material, such as cows. Omnivores, like humans, have a combination of both. Piercing and sucking. Examples of this method include mosquitoes, leeches, some insects like aphids, and even vampire bats. This method works when specialized mouthparts pierce tissue, whether skin or plant, and suck fluids like blood, nectar, or sap. For instance, mosquitoes use a proboscis with needle-like structures. Leeches secrete anticoagulants to keep the blood flowing. Butterflies and moths, however, suck nectar using a coiled proboscis without piercing. Grazing and browsing. Cows, deer, and sheep are classic examples. Here's how it works. Grazers eat low-growing vegetation like grass, while browsers eat higher vegetation such as leaves, twigs, and shrubs. Grazers often have tough lips and specialized molars. They may even regurgitate and rechew food in a process called rumination. Ruminants like cows have multi-chambered stomachs for fermenting cellulose. 7. Scavenging. Examples include vultures, hyenas, and raccoons. Animals that scavenge feed on dead or decaying organic matter, also known as carrion. They often possess strong stomach acids or robust immune systems, which help them digest this type of food. By doing so, they help clean ecosystems by recycling nutrients. 8. Predatory feeding. Examples include lions, eagles, snakes, and frogs. Predatory feeding involves the animal hunting, killing, and eating other animals. This may involve strategies like stalking, ambush, the use of venom, or sheer speed. Snakes, for instance, may swallow prey whole using their flexible jaws. Spiders inject digestive enzymes and then suck out the liquefied insides of their prey. Birds of prey tear meat using their beaks and talons. 9. Herbivorous or plant-eating specializations. Examples include pandas, caterpillars, and koalas. These animals eat various plant parts such as leaves, stems, seeds, and bark. Some have evolved specific digestive enzymes or symbiotic bacteria to help break down plant matter. For example, koalas can digest toxic eucalyptus leaves, and caterpillars chew through leaves with their sharp mandibles. Ingesting whole, also known as Gape-limited feeding, is a fascinating method used by certain animals. Examples include snakes, frogs, and some fish. Here's how it works. These animals consume their prey whole, And the size of the prey they can eat is limited by how wide they can open their mouths, or their gape size. For instance, snakes have the ability to dislocate their jawbones, allowing them to swallow animals much wider than their own heads. There's minimal chewing involved. Digestion really starts in the stomach. External digestion is another intriguing method. You can see this in creatures like spiders and some sea stars. This is how it works. The animal secretes digestive enzymes onto or into the prey to liquefy it externally, and then they suck up the nutrients. For example, spiders inject venom and enzymes to pre-digest their prey. Sea stars, on the other hand, evert their stomachs outside their bodies to digest prey like clams. Symbiotic feeding is a remarkable strategy where animals rely on microbes, algae, or other animals to help digest food or to bring them food. Examples of this include coral, termites, ruminants like cows, and cleaner fish. Termites, for instance, host gut bacteria that break down cellulose. Coral receive nutrients from photosynthetic algae living inside them. Cleaner fish eat parasites off larger fish, providing a mutual benefit. 13. Coprophagy, or eating feces. Examples include rabbits, dung beetles, and some rodents. So how does it work? Well, animals re-eat feces to extract more nutrients or aid digestion. For instance, rabbits produce two types of feces. They eat the soft one for redigestion, and dung beetles, they feed on dung as a rich organic resource. 14. Detritivory, or eating dead organic material. Examples here are earthworms, crabs, and bottom feeder fish. How does it work? These animals feed on dead plant or animal material, decomposing matter known as detritus. This process is crucial for soil fertility and nutrient cycling. You'll often find these creatures in soil, leaf litter, or ocean floors. Parasitic feeding. Examples include tapeworms, fleas, ticks, and parasitic wasps. Parasites feed off a host's body or fluids, often without killing it immediately. Tapeworms absorb nutrients from the intestines. Ticks and fleas suck blood and may transmit diseases. Some parasites even manipulate host behavior for their benefit. Cannibalism. Examples include some frogs, spiders, and sharks. This occurs when an animal eats individuals of its own species. It may happen due to stress, scarcity, or as a reproductive strategy. For instance, spiders may eat their mates or siblings. Each of these feeding methods reflects millions of years of adaptation to diet, habitat, and competition. Conclusion and lessons from how animals eat. The incredible variety in how animals eat reflects a universal truth about life. Survival demands adaptation, specialization, and balance. Let's break down the key lessons we can draw from this. Life is adaptive and creative. Every feeding method, whether sucking blood or filtering plankton, shows how life innovates to survive. Evolution doesn't waste time on what's fair or elegant, it simply finds what works. Lesson. In life, be open to adaptation. There's rarely one right way to do something. Efficiency over complexity. Spiders digest prey outside their body. Snakes swallow things whole. Grazing animals reuse food by rechewing and fermenting it. Lesson success doesn't always require complexity. Efficiency and specialization matter more. Interdependence is natural. Many animals rely on symbiosis, like cows and gut bacteria or coral and algae. Cleaner fish help predators, parasites live off hosts, and decomposers clean up waste. Lesson. Even the fiercest or most independent species depend on others. So do we. Every niche has value. Scavengers like vultures and hyenas clean up death. Worms digest soil and recycle nutrients. Dung beetles turn feces into life. Lesson. No role is too dirty or low. In nature, every job is essential. Survival means doing what works, not what's pretty. Parasites may seem gross, but they're brilliant survivors. Cannibalism in animals, while brutal, can ensure survival. Lesson nature is not sentimental, it's pragmatic. We should appreciate that without judging it by human morality. We're not so different. Humans chew, swallow, and digest, just like other mammals. We also rely on symbiosis, process food externally through cooking, and even recycle waste. Lesson: we are part of nature, not above it. Understanding animals is understanding ourselves. Final reflection. The diversity of feeding in animals teaches us to respect the ingenuity of evolution, the importance of adaptation, and the deep web of connections that sustains all life. Even the smallest creature, or the grossest feeding behavior, plays a role in the great balancing act of Earth.